Good afternoon, profitable traders. Welcome to today's market conversation. This is just going to be a recap of the analysis we had during the London market conversation. Please, I'd like to provide indulgence to kindly share the link to these sessions with everyone on your various social media platforms so that this can get to as many people as possible. All right, starting off with DXY. On the weekly time frame, we actually established that we want to see price retracing into the left shoulder at 107.581. And coming down to the daily time frame, on daily time frame, we said that price has already broken above, right? And we may see price retracing, fibbing this most recent swing from point A to point B. Price retraced right back into 61.8%, and we may see price holding off that point to the upside. On the 4-hour time frame, we had established that a double top was created right here. Price failed to take out the high, the previous high. Instead, price just retraced right back into this resistance level, and we're seeing price moving all the way to the downside. So fibbing this swing from point A to point B, let's see what price does. And seeing that price has cleared this very low, the low residing at 98.495, we are seeing some downward move on DXY on 4-hour time frame. So fibbing the most recent swing from point A to point B, we may see price retracing all the way to 61.8% fib level, and price may hold off that point and sell all the way to the downside. On 1-hour time frame, also, let's see what the 1-hour time frame has for us. So there's the left shoulder at 98.991, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. We may see price retracing all the way to the left shoulder, Once price retraces into this level, we are expecting a sell-off from that point. On the 15-minute time frame, let's see what we're looking out for. The 15-minute time frame, we actually established that we were looking for price to retrace all the way to 98.507 because there's the left shoulder residing right here, the classic box pattern shoulder at 98.507, sweep, break. All we want to see price do is for price to retrace right back into this left shoulder. And once price gets there, I'm more than willing to sell DXY. And coming down to GBP USD, the weekly time frame, all we want to see price do is for price to retrace right back into the left shoulder at 1.06762. And once price gets there, I'm willing to buy GBP USD long term. And on the daily time frame, I beg your pardon, for Euro USD, right? So we have 2 points of interest as to where we want to see price reacting off from, right? The left shoulder right here at 1.15565, and which price has retraced into, and we're seeing some push to the upside. The second point of interest that we are looking at was this IRFED, fair value gap to the right and fair value gap to the left. And of course, price didn't really get to this point. Instead, price just retraced right back into this left shoulder, and we're seeing some move to the upside. On the 4-hour time frame, pretty much interesting. This is what I'm seeing on 4-hour time frame. Shoulder at 1.15982. Looking into next week, speculating and anticipating that price should retrace into this left shoulder at 1.15982. And once price retraces into this level, I'm willing to long Euro USD. Let's see what price has for us on the 1-hour time frame. pretty much same thing. I want to see price retrace right back into a point of interest before I take the buy. So I'm looking out for a sell to buy on DXY. Let's see if there's an entry for the sell on the much lower time frames. It's not so clear. It's not obvious. So I'm just going to wait for something way obvious before I take the sell opportunities on Euro USD. This is not ideal, but shoulder right here at 1.17115, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. All we want to see price do is for price to retrace right back into this left shoulder. Once price gets there, I'm willing to sell off Euro USD all the way to 1.15982 on the 4-hour time frame. Last on my list, win GBP USD. Let's see what price has for us. The weekly time frame, as seen right here, we are speculating that price should retrace into the left shoulder at 1.24930, and on the daily time frame also, price disregarded this left shoulder and instead went even further below. So went even further below. And on the 4-hour time frame, let's see what price has for us. We've seen that price has, broken above this very high right here. There's a shoulder at 1.33286, sweep right here, break to the upside. Once price retraces into the left shoulder at 1.33286, I'm willing to buy GBP USD. And on the 1-hour time frame also, shoulder at 1.33286. Basically the same thing. Price has really not done anything much, right? We're actually looking out for a sell to buy on GBP USD, and that is what we are seeing, for price to retrace right back into 1.33286 on the 1-hour time frame. And on the 15 minutes time frame also, the 15 minutes time frame, right? If I'm looking out for sell opportunities on this 15 minutes time frame, short-term sell, of course, because long-term buyers is a buy for GBP USD. So I want to see price do this. Once price retraces into 1.34526, best believe I will be pulling the trigger for a sell on GBP USD. I'm looking out to short term. I want to short GBP USD short term. If you have questions at this point, please kindly type in the chat box, and I will be answering your questions. Or if you have a different bias, completely different from everything that has been said, feel free to type in the chat box, and we'll be looking at what you have together. While you're doing that, registration for the FX Bootcamp training is currently ongoing. Please contact us on 081 1699 5030 to reserve your own slot. If there are no questions at this point, we're going on a very brief break, and Lekon will be coming up for his analysis on gold and the yen basket.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Market Color brought to you by the Barricade Trading Team. So far, so good for the precious metal. Remember, this morning we're expecting a pullback all the way into this zone, and we can start our longing from back up. However, we said if this zone is broken to the downside, then we should expect just the schematic that we have here on this time frame, right? We should expect to see something of this nature. The price broke through this place, so we should expect to see something. But right now, price just start into the flip zone that we have, which it has formation on the 1-hour order block, and we have that playing out right now on the 1-hour order block. So that is it, and price is gradually pushing up because we are still very much in an uptrend, right? Now, where exactly are we heading to for the precious metal? Two things. If we see proper market structure shift on the 5-minute time frame, then we can still buy all the way up. Any price taking out this high that we have here, this particular high, so then we can easily buy back up for this New York session. This is what we intend to see because of the price reaction there. Then we can just wait for price to pull back and we follow through to the upside. But if price breaks to the downside, just the way we are playing out on this 15 minutes, if price breaks this level to the downside, then we are going to follow this annotation here, right? So that is that for the precious metal. Now back to the yen basket to see what is currently ongoing on the yen basket. Remember this morning we said today we are going to see more of a pullback because of this shoulder that we have marked out on the yen basket. And as price already tapped into that shoulder, it begins to pull to the downside. So that's what we have going on. And because of that, we are going to see a buy on the yen correlated pair, starting with GBP, JPY. So if you look at GBP, JPY, you're going to observe what we said this morning is we're expecting, yes, price to pull a little bit back more to cover this jump that happens 2 weeks ago. Then we can now begin to buy back up because of what we have going on the yen basket. All right, but the now trade for GBP/JPY, let's check on the 5-minute time frame for the, let's even look at it holistically from the 15-minute time frame. Now on the 15-minute time frame, we see what has really happened there, and we still expect much of a pullback, a sell on the GBP/JPY right now from the 15-minute time frame. Or when price get to this order block that we have on the 15 minutes, then we may likely see price reaction back to the upside because on the yen basket, this is what we are expecting to see on the yen basket from the daily perspective. We are expecting the yen basket to on the daily perspective, right? This is it on the day perspective. We're expecting some level of pullback. Today should be a bearish day for the yen basket because of this shoulder here, right? And that's what we're already seeing playing out. So if that is it on the yen basket, then for GBP, JPY, it should be a bullish move. We should see it push to the upside, and which is already, gradually accumulating and pulling through on the lower time frame, 15 minutes to be specific. You can see that here. And even on the, so we are expecting price to still pull a bit. If we get to this 15-minute order block, we look for entry signature and we begin to buy all the way to the upside. Now, lastly, to Euro JPY, what we are playing out on Euro JPY. So for Euro GPY, remember this morning we have this mark out on the 5 minutes that we expect price to pull back into, which is this fair value gap. And we can see how the price pull back into it almost at the open of the New York session. And it has been pushing all the way to the upside. And where exactly do we are expecting it to get to? We expect it to come and take out liquidity around this zone. So we may still see more push of Euro GPY to take out this liquidity level. And when it takes it out, then we begin to see sell again to the downside because of the gap that we have on the daily time frame. The gap on the time frame is still very much within this zone. So we expect price to trade properly into it. And the reason why we make decision on that to buy this morning was because of the daily reference, which is order block that we have here, right? This order block here is a very strong reference that we have here. So that is exactly why price is reacting at that level. You can see this is the order block, as you can see it here. This is it, and that's why we have price react at that level to the upside. So that is it, much more for the yen correlated pair, most especially for GBP/JPY and also for Euro/JPY. If there is a question, you can type in the chat box, and if there is none, this is going to be the end of the market call for the week. So we meet again next week, Monday by 8:30 a.m. Make sure you trade cautiously, use your proper risk management strategy, and enjoy your weekend. Also prepare very well for a profitable week next week. Once again, I'm the Cheers and God bless.